To celebrate the release of Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, we will be making custom minifigures of all the main characters featured in the film. However, before I begin the video, I just want to say that if you do enjoy it, then make sure to smash that like button, as well as subscribe and turn on notifications. But with that being said, everyone, let's go. Okay, so first up we have Miles Morales. Now for this minifigure, the legs I actually ended up using from Hank Pym, which came in the very first Ant-Man set based off the first Ant-Man film in 2015. And then for the torso, I ended up using just the normal Miles Morales one. However, I ended up flipping it around, so the back printing is at the front. I just think that is a bit more of an accurate depiction of how he looks in the Spider-Verse films. The arms are just plain black ones with plain red hands. And then the face, of course, is from Miles Morales. Now, as for which Miles Morales to use, I used the very first one that came out ages ago. So it has the red webbing. However, they have remade a few of the Miles Morales minifigures with a white/silver web lining. And you can use that if you want. It doesn't really matter too much. And then for his head, I ended up making this as well. And for this, I ended up using the face from Rhodey. And then I ended up using T'Challa's hair as well. And this is what the minifigure looks like without his mask on and with the headpiece. Right, next up we have Gwen Stacy. So essentially for this minifigure, I ended up using the torso from the normal Spider-Gwen minifigure that has come in other sets, such as the Daily Bugle. I just gave her some plain black legs, and then I ended up switching the arms out and using the ones from Monica Rambeau from the Marvel CMF, and then I gave her pink hands. And then for the face, I actually ended up using Rey's from Star Wars. And I got that from the Millennium Falcon set, however it doesn't appear in numerous other ones. And then I just ended up giving her the hood piece as well, because throughout the film she's featured with her hood on quite a lot. And also I couldn't really find a good hairpiece to use for her hair as well, so I had to sort of compromise with that. Okay, next up we have Spider-Woman. So for this minifigure, I ended up using the legs from Scarlet Witch. The torso is from Black Widow, and then the arms are actually from the Scarlet Spider-Man minifigure that came in the Bridge Battle set from Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors. Mainly because it has the printing for the web shooters. I thought that looked pretty good. And then for the hands, I ended up switching them out to plain black ones. And then for the head and the hair, I used them from Monica Rambeau. Now the head was a bit of a compromise because I should have ended up using Bumblebee's head from the DC CMF series. However, I didn't have that figure, so I just ended up using this head as a compromise. However, if you do have the Bumblebee minifigure, I definitely recommend using that, mainly because it has the goggles and it is a lot more accurate to how she looks in the film. Okay, next up we have Spider-Punk. Overall, really proud with how this minifigure turned out. So first off, I gave him an accessory, which was his guitar. And then for the legs, I ended up using the Spider-Man minifigure from the Sanctum Sanctorum set, the dual molded red and blue ones. The arms are from Scarlet Spider, again from the Bridge Battle. The torso is from Knight Rider from Lego Dimensions, and then the shoulder pieces on the sides are actually from Batman, from the Lego Batman movie CMF series, the rock and roll minifigure of him. And then for the head, I ended up using the Spider-Man minifigure from the Amazing Friends theme, because the big eyes are quite accurate in my opinion to how Spider-Punk just look in the film. And then the top piece right here, I got that from Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Okay, next up we have Spider-Cop. Now essentially all I did was I just gave him these plain dark blue legs, followed by the plain light blue torso with these plain light blue arms, and then the red hands. And then I just gave him the normal Spider-Man face, which came from the Spider-Man minifigure in the Daily Bugle set, and that is this figure done. Okay, so next up we have Peter B. Parker. Now in order to make this figure, I ended up using the legs from Ronald Weasley from the Harry Potter Series 2. And then the torso and the arms are just from the generic Spider-Man minifigure that appeared in the 2021 wave of Spider-Man sets. The head is from Ant-Man, and then the hair is just the regular spiky hair that I got from Hawkeye from Avengers Age of Ultron. Next up we have the Indian Spider-Man. So essentially for this minifigure, I ended up using these legs that actually came from the new Disney Mickey Mouse minifigure that comes in Disney CMF Series 3. And then I ended up replacing the waist piece with just a normal blue one. And then I ended up using the back of the torso from the Spider-Man minifigure that appeared in the Marvel CMF. Arms are from Scarlet Spider, as well as the hands. And then for the face, I used Deadpool's. And then for this hair piece right here, I actually used Mr. T's from the A-Team that appeared in Lego Dimensions. Okay, next up we have Cyborg Spider-Woman. So I ended up using the legs, the torso, and the head all from the same Spider-Man minifigure. However, the left arm, I ended up changing that out for a plain grey one. and I attached this piece on here as well, which I got from Shuri. The belt is from the Lego Batman movie CMF, and then the shoulder piece is from the Lego Batman movie CMF also. And then this piece right here for the mouth is actually from the Hydra Troopers, which are quite common to get, and overall pretty proud with how this one turned out. Okay, next up we have the spot. Now, in order to make this figure, essentially what I've done is I've used a black head here, and then I'd also recommend using this helmet piece as well, and putting that on top, so you get sort of that black hole in the center of the head. And then I end up using a plain white torso and arms, as well as plain white legs. And essentially what you're going to want to do in order to make a good minifigure of the spot is you're going to want to get a Sharpie, a black one, and you're just going to want to add a few dots in here and there to get a finished product, which will look something like this. Okay, next up we have Miguel O'Hara, also known as Spider-Man 2099. Now, in order to make this minifigure, essentially I used the legs from Doctor Who, from Lego Dimensions. Now, the torso, I didn't have the original Spider-Man 2029 minifigure. If you have that one, then you would obviously use that for the torso. So instead, I ended up using the Spider-Man minifigure that came in the Daily Bugle set and then flipping that torso. I think that definitely works the best and is a good compromise. And then I used these plain dark blue arms with these red hands. And then for the head, I actually used a new Clone Trooper head. This one I actually got from the 501st Legion Clone Trooper set. And then for the hair, I used Sirius Blacks from the Expecto Patronum set, which overall I think looks pretty good. Next we have the Mangaverse Spider-Man. Now, in order to make this, I just used the head, torso, and the legs from the Spider-Man minifigure that comes in the Amazing Friends sets. And then I end up using these flesh arms with these brown hands. The arms I got from Wolverine and the hands I got from Captain Carter from the Marvel CMF. We also have the PS4 Spider-Man who featured in the trailers. So for this I used the legs from Captain Marvel, the comic version, and then I also used the arms and the head from the Spider-Man that came in the Marvel CMF. And then the torso is used from the Spider-Woman minifigure that appears in the Ultimate Spider-Man Bridge Battle set. Okay, now on to the spoiler custom minifigures. So first off, we have the Spectacular Spider-Man. And for this figure, I used the head and the torso from the Spider-Man minifigure that comes in the Amazing Friends sets. And then I used the arms from the 2021 Spider-Man minifigure, as well as these dual molded light blue and red legs, which overall I think look pretty good. And then our last spoiler custom minifigure is actually the Prowler. So if you've watched the film, you'll know that Donald Glover actually makes a cameo in the movie as the Prowler in another Spider-Man universe. So I decided to make him as a figure. So for this, I ended up using T'Challa's face as well as his torso from the Marvel CMF flipped backwards, and then I used the legs from a TIE Fighter pilot from Star Wars, and then the hairpiece is just a generic hairpiece that I got off the Falcon minifigure. Now for the cape, I ended up using Batman's, and that is the best I actually had. I didn't really have anything else that was fitting for the character. However, what I would recommend using if you have the figure is actually the Maleficent cape from the original Disney CMF series. That cape would definitely work perfectly. However, I just didn't have the figure, which is pretty unfortunate. And also, towards the end of the film as well, there is a big plot twist, and that is actually that the Prowler is also Miles Morales. So here is the Miles Morales version of the Prowler as well. Again, you know, the cape is definitely letting this minifigure down in my opinion, but besides that, I think that the rest of it is pretty good indeed. But there you go, everyone. With that being said, this is the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, then make sure to smash that like button as well as subscribe and turn on notifications. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite minifigure was in this video, and if you've seen the film yet, and if you did like the film. I'll talk to you guys soon, so peace out, see you later, and bye bye.